Mrs. Warren. This quiet old rectory garden becomes you perfectly.
Did you hear that, George? He said I look well in a quiet old rectory garden.
You look well everywhere, Mrs. Warren.
Bravo, Governor. Now, what do you say to a treat before lunch, shall we? Let's go see the church. Everyone's got to do that. It's a regular old 13th century church, and the governor's ever so fond of it because he got a restoration fund to have it completely rebuilt 6 years ago. Pratty will be able to show its points.
Well, certainly, if there are any left to show. I shall be only too pleased, I'm sure, if Mrs. Warren and Sir George really care about it.
Oh, come along and get it over.
I've no objection.
We go through the house, if you don't mind, round this way.
All right, all right.
Ain't you going?
No. I want to give you a warning, Frank. You're making fun of my mother back there in the garden. Such behavior is barred in the future. Please treat my mother with as much respect as you would your own.
Oh, my dear Viv, she wouldn't appreciate it. The two cases require different treatment. But what on earth has happened to you? Last night we were perfectly agreed to as your mother and her set, and this morning I find you attitudinizing sentimentally with your arm around your parents' waist.
Attitudinizing?
Well, that's how it struck me. First time I ever saw you do a second-rate thing.
Yes, Frank, there has been a change, and I don't think it'll change for the worse. Yesterday I was a little prig.
And today?
And today I know my mother much better than you do.
Heaven forbid.
Yes. If you knew the circumstances in which my mother had to struggle.
I should know why she is what she is, shouldn't I? What difference would that make? Circumstances or no circumstances, Viv, you won't be able to stand your mother.
And why not?
Because she's an old wretch, Viv. And if I ever see you with your arm around her waist again in my presence, I'll shoot myself right then and there as a protest against an exhibition which revolts me.
Am I to choose between dropping your acquaintance and that of my mother's?
No, that put the old lady at a disadvantage. No. You're an infatuated little boy who'll have to stick to you in any case. But he's all the more anxious that you shouldn't make mistakes. It's no use, Viv. Your mother's impossible. She may be a good sort, but she's a bad lot. A very bad lot.
Come now, Frank, is my mother to be deserted because she's what you call a bad lot? Has she no right to live?
No fear of that, Viv. She won't ever be deserted.
But I am to desert her, I suppose.
You mustn't go live with her. A little family group of mother and daughter wouldn't be a success. Spoil our little group.
What little group?
The babes in the woods. Vivi and little Frank. Come to cover up with leaves.
Hand in hand, under the trees, fast asleep.
Oh, the wise little girl and her silly little boy.
The dear little boy and the dowdy little girl.
Oh, ever so at peace and relieved from the imbecility of the little boy's father and the questionableness of the little girl.
The little girl does not want to think about her mother right now. Oh, come. What a pair of fools we made. Oh, Frank, look at you. I wonder, do all adults act in such a childish manner when no one is looking? I know I never did when I was a child.
Neither did I. You're my first playmate. Oh, damn!
Damn, dear.
Shh, here's this brute Crofts.
Might I have a few words with you, Miss Vivi? Certainly. They're waiting for you in the church, if you don't mind, gardener.
Anything to oblige you, Crofts, except church. Vivi, if you should want me, holler.
Pleasant young fellow that, isn't he, Miss Vivi? Pity he has no money, isn't it?
Do you think so, Sir George?
Well, what's he to do? No property, no profession. What's he good for?
I realize his disadvantages.
Oh, I didn't mean that. But while we're in this world, we're in it, and money's money, you know. Nice day, isn't it?
Very.
Well, that's not what I came here to talk to you about. Now, listen here, Miss Vivi. I'm well aware that I'm not a young ladies' man.
Indeed, Sir George.
No. And to tell you the truth, I don't want to be either. But when I say a thing, I mean it. And when I feel a sentiment, I feel it in earnest. And what I value, I pay cold, hard money for. That's the sort of man I am.
And it does you a great credit, I'm sure.
Oh, that's not to say I don't have any faults. Heaven knows no man is more aware of that than I am. But that's the good thing about being a middle-aged man. I'm not a young man, and I know it. But my code is a good one. Honor between man and man. Fidelity between a man and woman. And no cant about this religion or that religion, but an honest belief that things are making for good on the whole.
A power not ourselves that makes for righteousness, eh?
Oh, yes. Not ourselves, of course. You understand what I mean.